Hi everyone, my name's Lou Sims and welcome to my channel. This month I'm sharing an idea along the theme of summer vibes for an art journal page, and it's working with a different group of creatives for a YouTube hop. So for my page I'm using one of my stamps called Pattern Parade from Shady Designs, and I've chosen this because those vertical and horizontal lines fit perfectly into each corner of my art journal page. To start with though, I'm going to lay down a little bit of colour using Oxide inks, but I don't want this to be standing out, so I'm using it very, very lightly. So 2 different colour greens, and then as my final pop, a little bit of yellow. It just gives me a basis to start working on. Now, the Pattern Parade stamp set has those horizontal and vertical lines, as I said, which means lining up on the page is easier. I've put it deliberately onto the art journal page and then added my block, which means when I add the ink and put it back onto my page, I'm going to get the stamp perfectly in place. She says fingers now crossed, in that actual corner. Phew. I'm going to rinse and repeat and do that then in all 4 corners. And I've quickly now filled up my A4 art journal page just by stamping that design 4 times. Now I want to join the designs together, so I'm going to do like an under-over pattern, joining each of the different designs, and it'll be the same. So what I do on the longer sides will be the same, and the same with the shorter. And I'm going to let you see the whole of this rather than speeding across and, blending my video in together. So this now would be a perfect opportunity to explain about the YouTube hop. So the hop is with a group of creatives from a Facebook group called Creating Together with All Brands. Everyone taking part is linked below in the description box. And each month we get together and we form videos to share with you based around one theme. And this month's theme is summer vibes. Right, so now what I'm doing is I've done all the pencil lines as you saw in the video, and now I'm going to colour them in with a black Micron pen. I've zoomed in so you can see a little bit more of what I'm doing. Now, although the lines cross over, I'm leaving a tiny little gap between each of the lines, so you can actually see where things are going over, or give the illusion of over-under but I'm using solid lines. I'm trying to think of a better way of explaining it, but that's, I think, about the only way I can. So I'm going to colour in all the areas that are, where I think they need black. So they will become and stand out. And they become my visual, my focal point. And I'm going to do that all the way around each of those different parts. Again, giving the illusion of the under-over by colouring and leaving gaps in between. And that just helps with that illusion, I think, she says. I think I've waffled there and probably confused you all, but hopefully you'll be able to see what I mean by the video. In colouring the black outline, it means now those bits become my focal point and the original stamping recedes a little bit into the background. It's also giving me a border and helping tie in all the different designs. If you're new to my channel, I'd love it if you became a subscriber, hit notifications, and leave a comment if you get a chance. Please do visit the other people in the YouTube hop, and again, like, subscribe, and comment if you have the time. And now I'm not sure you'd call it a flash of inspiration, but I thought what would be cool would be to colour in each of those circle areas so you could see the design a little bit more. I've done one because after I did it, wasn't 100% sure. So I thought, at least if I've done one, I can always stick a sentiment there or change it. I want to colour in, but I want to keep the colouring very loose and not at all complicated. So I'm using my Ecoline pens, and I'm using a green and a yellow just to colour in the leaf parts of the design. And I'm going to do that with all four, sticking to all the same colours so it all matches and becomes cohesive. So once I've done that, I've taken the same yellow that I did for the leaves, and I'm going around the outline. And I want to now use this on top of the Oxide background that I had to create another background. And I'm blending it out with my water brush pen just to give it a softer feel, and also go around or just blend outside where you see the arc or the circle effect on the stamps. And now all of a sudden I'm left with a center part, and that's where I'm going to be doing my actual journaling. With a very fine Micron pen, I'm using a 003. I'm drawing lines, and these are going to be where I put my quote. I like to start at the top and the bottom. Sadly, I don't measure, but it just lets me by eye see where things are. To soften down the black lines, even though they're very, very thin, I'm using a pale Micron pen, which gives a shadow effect. I thought, after looking at it once I got it done, I actually thought the other stamped areas, rather than colour them, I felt that they would look better if I did exactly the same with a Micron pen as I had done for the outline. And that's what I'm doing here now. I'm just filling in all those areas so everything matches. I want to add a little bit of extra colour, so I'm using jelly roll pens in 2 different shades of the Moonlight, and adding that, and then going over with the same fine Micron pen and adding the tiniest of dots, so it gives me another little bit of colour but also a form of shading. I'm going to now do in the corners of each of those pieces, colour out again with the black Micron pen, so everything then starts to look the same. Just showing a bit of a close-up so you can see the corners. Unfortunately, I forgot to press video when I was doing all those tiny little dots with the Micron pen. So you could see that I went round the whole, not just the corners. In the end, I went round the borders. What I'm doing here is I'm just taking a pencil and I'm drawing a line in between the lines. I'm just doing this so I can plan my lettering, and my ascenders or descenders, if we want to be posh, are all roughly the same sort of height. I just find it easier visually for me to do that. I'm doing it in pencil, and one of the main reasons I do it in pencil is I can then rub out if my spacing isn't where, you know, it's best placed. Once I'm happy with that, I'm going to go over with a black Micron pen each of the words, and in some instances I will probably go over them once or twice so I can make certain words or certain letters stand out more than others. Once I'm happy, I'm just going to rub away those extra lines I put in place, and then everything just looks like it was sitting on the original first line. And then that's it, that's my page done. So from stamping just 4 times, a little bit of colouring, I've created a quick art journal page. Thank you ever so much for your time and company today. Please do go and visit Everybody is featured in the YouTube hop, and I look forward to seeing you again really soon. Take care.